Hi guys, nice to have you here. Welcome back to another writing sprint. I just recorded a trailer on the writing sprint, so I feel like I've been talking about writing sprints all day. If this is your first time here or your first time watching the replay, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And I'm so thrilled that you're doing what it takes to write your book, whatever that book may be. We have a wide variety of writers here who are writing both fiction and nonfiction. Some are doing memoir, some are doing other things. So whatever you're writing, the whole point is to just encourage you and support you and allow you to ask questions. That's what I'm here for, is answering your questions in between each of the breaks. So the great thing about sprints is that they keep you from thinking too much. You just write and write and write, and you don't really worry too much about the dialogue or the characters or the setting or any of that, or what will happen when the book is done in some unnamed future. That I used to talk about all the time how when I did track practice, it was the same thing. Like I just didn't think about that stuff. I just ran, and it was miserable. Writing sprints are far more fun than track sprints are, believe me. So if you're joining me from Facebook, welcome. So nice to see all of my jump starters from Facebook, and also all the jump starters who are joining me live from YouTube. If you're not currently subscribed to my YouTube channel, I encourage you to do that. I just released a video on writing your book from the end forward. It's a technique that I use sometimes when I get stuck. And I also have some other things that I'll talk about today when we're going through our little breaks. And nice to see you, Heather. How are you? Good to see you, Heather, from Virginia. Miss Dougal Dog, always good to see you. And every time I see Miss Dougal Dog, I think about my little Daisy dog, who's a Cavalier and who is ridiculously cute and distracting and needy. She's like a really needy girlfriend sometimes, but she's adorable. If you have any writing questions, go ahead and drop them into the chat if you haven't already. The one thing I did want to mention, but Wendy's not here yet, so I think I'll wait a little bit and see if Wendy comes, because we had a mutual friend of ours pass away, and I did want to talk about him if she was here. Our plan for today is 3 10-minute sprints where we just write. I play a little music, no pressure. You can share your word count or not. I actually had no plan for what I was going to work on today, so I pulled up my book and I had something I was thinking about last night, and hopefully I can remember it, because it was one of those things just before I fell asleep, so I may have forgotten exactly what I was thinking. And I think it's adorable that Heather's dog was also Daisy. It's a good name for a dog, I gotta say. What are you guys working on today? If you want to share, drop it in the chats. I'd love to hear that, because it's always cool to see what other people are working on, and then you feel like you're not working on something alone. But if you're all settled in with your computer and notebook, I'd love to get started, and I am going to get my timer out and then open my file, and we'll go, like I said, for 10 minutes, and I'll play a little music, and you guys know the drill. And if you haven't done it before, that's all it is 10 minutes of writing with some music that comes from StreamYard, so don't blame me for that. And then we come back and answer any questions. So if I'm writing while you're doing the 10 minutes, go ahead and drop your question, and I'll see it when we're done. So go put some words on the page. totally distracted there on my own writing and forgot to hit the timer went off, and I was like, oh, wait, we're done with our first writing sprint, because I started writing in the book. And I hope you guys are all writing and having fun. Tell me what you're writing today and how far you got. I'm not sure how many words I did. I didn't really check that because I was literally like super involved in what I was doing because it was something totally new. So only 294, which sounds like terrible. Like only 294 is pretty awesome for something that I was just working on from out of the blue. But I'm excited that you're here. And if anything changed in your plot or in your writing, or you ran into any trouble with your dialogue or your characters, just feel free to ask me about it. I did want to talk about the book club that we have on Circle, and I will drop the link in there into the chat so that you guys have it if you haven't already joined it. It is totally free. There's our Circle community. We just did Dennis Lehane's Small Mercies, which you can see I totally loved. There's about 20 million bookmarks in there. Great job, Heather, on 298. We were very close on our word count. If I had just turned that timer off like 2 seconds later, we would have had the same word count. And Brenda's here. Nice to see you. No word count bragging. Yeah, editing is just as much work as writing from scratch. So my review for Small Mercies just went out, and if you're not on the Circle, if you're in the Circle community, then you saw that I posted some of my favorite lines, which I had a ton of them. But Lehane is just absolutely brilliant with everything that he writes. And the next book I reviewed, the review should be out probably next week, maybe Monday, is Matthew Perry's biography, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. And I talked about why this book was a New York Times bestseller and what you can draw from that for your own fiction. So look for that review. I also loaded a video about my quitting story. If you haven't already watched that, that is why I quit writing and threw everything away just before I had my big break. And then a video about how to start at the end of your book and how to figure it out from there, because sometimes that really works well. I don't know what book we're doing for our book club next. I'm going to decide probably tomorrow, because I started something and I'm not 100% sure that I love it. So I don't know that I want to do it for the book club. So if you're in the Circle community, I'll post something about that tomorrow or the next day. In case you didn't know, we just had a hurricane here and we lost power for several hours, which was definitely nothing compared to what those poor people in the Big Bend area of Florida went through. We've been hit before by Irma and Ian, so I've been through a couple of our other hurricanes here. But the loss of power and everything, and I get migraines from the storms, made everything sort of take a back seat for a couple of days, because it takes me a little while to recover when I get one of those really bad migraines from the storms. So thank you all for your warm wishes and for checking on me. I got lots of texts and Facebook messages, because I probably should have posted like I was not hit by the hurricane. But literally I was sitting in my house feeling miserable for a while. And we're very lucky, just some yard work to do. Okay, so we're going to do another sprint, another 10 minutes, and you can get to work, and I promise I will try to stick better to the time this time. See you in 10 minutes. Hey guys, how did you do? I hope that went well. Yes, Heather, thank you for the comment about the weather. Yes, it does demand your full attention, and you just never know here in Florida whether it's going to be a good forecast or a bad one. I'm so excited that you guys were joining me. I got another 200 or 300 words. I would have had to do math because I forgot what word I left off on. So I just counted all of them, and I would have had to do math to subtract what I did before. But it was great. It was great to get some more words on the page. And so Wendy's not here, but she may be watching from Facebook. A friend of ours, Les Edgerton, who is a great, great writing teacher, passed away, I think yesterday, from complications from COVID. And he wrote Hooked, among other things. And he was one of the people that taught me how to write when I first started out. And I had the honor and privilege of having a couple pages in his book that he had asked me after I became a published author to write some writing tips down. And I just always loved the way that he explained things. It was just really simple and to the point. He was a former prisoner. I forget what the crime was that he had committed, but he had served some time in prison. And so he had kind of a gruff way about him, but he was just smart as a whip and an amazing writer and just a great, great guy. I will miss him, and I am very sorry that he died. So Les Edgerton, if you haven't ever checked his stuff out, he's really, really awesome. And it always seems so tragic to say that after somebody died. Like, I wish I had told him. Well, he did know that how much he touched me because I wrote him a letter once, but I wish that all of these nice things that I've been seeing on his Facebook wall had been posted before he passed away. Anyways, he will definitely be missed. Great job, Heather, on your 300 words. And math, I am not here for math. I think I need to do a video about girl math because I do girl math. Like, I can really calculate the sale price of something in a store, but don't ask me to subtract 568 and 294 from that and then figure out what that number is. There's no way, but I can certainly figure out what 30% off a dress is. Very good at that. Don't forget that if you're in the Fort Wayne, Indiana area, we will have an in-person Writing Compelling Fiction get together. And again, the information is on the Circles page, as well as the rest of my calendar. I'm also speaking in Clearwater, and I'm speaking in Georgia, as Brenda knows, because I'm going to see her there. And I'm speaking for Women Writing the West and a couple of other organizations, which I don't remember. But I'm speaking a whole lot between September and Christmas. So please check that out. If it might be one of the organizations that you're a part of, and if you have questions ahead of time and you know that I'm speaking to your group, feel free to get the jump on everybody else and send them in, and I'll be sure to cover them when I'm answering your question. I think I'm talking about conflict and show not tell and synopses and some other things. I don't remember everything that I've got on my calendar. I do know that I will have PowerPoints in time for that. So we're going to have another writing sprint, one more, and then we will be done for today. They go so fast. I was just thinking that maybe I should do them for longer, but I do still have kind of that full-time job thing. So I can't quite devote all my time to this. Anyways, 10 more minutes. Let's bang out some more words, and I will see you back here in a little bit. That goes so fast. Oh my gosh. I didn't get as many words done because, as you saw, I got a phone call during it. My brother's been ill, and so when the phone rings, I answer it. But he's okay. He's going to be okay. Anyways, thank you all for joining me. I am so happy that you came and wrote with me, and I'm so happy that it gave me the incentive to work on my book, because honestly, like, the day can get away from me just as easily as it can from you. And without these live streams, I might not necessarily be working on it. I'd maybe be doing other work. So I'm really excited every time you guys come to one. If you haven't checked out the new videos on the YouTube channel, I highly encourage you to do that. And if you haven't joined the Circle community, please do that. I am so appreciative for every one of you that comes, and all of you Jumpstarters who are super ambitious in your writing and getting your writing done. So thank you for being here. And I'm going to drop a link to the YouTube channel in here. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Heather and everybody else that has been here. You guys really make it much less lonely to write, so I appreciate you very much. And I will see you Monday. So have a great, actually, no, I won't see you Monday because Monday's a holiday. So have a great weekend. We will be back next Thursday, and I will be sure to make a note on my YouTube channel to say that. So have a great Labor Day weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.